When I was younger, I didn't walk the right path. I walked the path of violence. I tell people for a long time I didn't always do the right things. On the South Side, there are plenty of opportunities to not do the right things. But I was fortunate enough. I was pretty good at football. Had an opportunity to go to the University of Dayton and play collegiate football for them. And that kind of changed the trajectory of my entire existence because it opened me up to different things. I went through, it wasn't a rough divorce, you know, we didn't have kids or anything like that, but it was rough for me emotionally. It took a lot out of me. I went through a mental health crisis of my own. For the first time in my life, I had to seek out therapy, which is something you don't do from the South Side. But in that process of seeking out therapy, I had an idea where I just wanted to make a documentary about men's mental health, the men in my family, and how we use motorcycle riding as a coping mechanism. And that was my first project. Cash was on that with me, and it was an emotionally draining. I didn't realize what was gonna happen. You know, we shot for 4 or 5 days, talking to the men in my family. It just seemed like you threw a camera in their face and everyone wanted to talk about things that we ain't talked about in years.
Whenever everything's overload, there's too much pressure, there's too much everything, I get on my bike and I think it through.
When I did the project with Josh, I really enjoyed kind of doing something outside of myself. I really enjoyed being around other people and hearing their stories and traveling around and just getting caught up in other people's sort of lives. It's just fascinating. It's like everybody has a fascinating life if you spend enough time with them. I was sitting in the back row, standing next to his cousin, who the story's about, you know, and he's this giant man, tattooed from head to toe, just bawling his eyes out, while he's watching himself cry on the screen as well, and his dad's at the front, watching it too, getting emotional, and just watching the two of them just kind of like fall apart watching it was just pretty intense and beautiful to see.
We are trying as hard as we can to put narratives out there that speak to people on a universal level so that we can hopefully rise the elevation of filmmaking in Columbus for not just ourselves, but for our contemporaries as well. A lot of our stories kind of focus on two different things. I like to really show the healing process, or people that are trying to heal, like mental health issues or physical, so that it can kind of showcase people that should do these things in their own life, and then really showing people's passion. Because I think if you see others' passion or what they're following, it can evoke something into you and try to find more alignment with what you're trying to do in your particular place, in your universe. And then the reality is, you got to look at it, is it financially viable? Can I get the funding to make this thing, at least the pre-production go, or parts of the initial, you know, at least 25% of the production, because you have to do that. And thirdly, you have to say, you know, everyone tells you, and good Lord, once you say you're a filmmaker, everybody's got the greatest idea in the world, and they're not, and no offense to everybody, but it has to have a universal appeal. I take on too many. So a lot of times, I go to Cash, and he's like, you're on your own. And when he tells me I'm on my own, I'm like, nah, all right, we're not doing this one.
So there's those moments when you're filming that are like really special moments where you really capture something. It feels really good, and you know it. You like when it's happening, you're like really excited about it, you know. And you know, but at the same time, you're like holding the camera. You got to keep it cool. Editing, that happens like constantly. Like it happens over and over and over again. Where like you're putting these, you know, you're tweaking things a little bit here and there, and then each tweak, like when you get it right, you're like, bam, there it is. All right, let's keep going. And then sometimes that goes away too, like. It's like perfect, but then you watch it from 5 minutes before and you get to that spot and you're like, okay, wow, that worked. Watching it over and over again for 10 seconds, but it didn't work in the whole 5 minutes. And then you change it again and you just keep going and going and going and going. But that process for me never gets old. I have to put a joke in there. Like I have to. Like this last one we did, it's pretty like it's pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, the kids, you know, the program, you know, then I just had to throw in a little joke. They're like, oh, that's gonna look corny now, and everybody's like, nah. It's just the music breaks, the joke happens, the music just kicks back in. You know, it throws you out. But like, I can't help but throw a joke in there somewhere. The end of the Jeremy one was a good version of that, where, you know, his dog like kicks some dirt up in him, you know, and he says something nasty.
But the people are gonna know who Jeremy Smith is.
Yeah, that's the best thing in the world, is when you make somebody laugh. My favorite thing, and it doesn't matter if the crowd doesn't need a laugh, but if there's like somebody over there, and somebody over there, and somebody over there that gets the joke, it could be like 3 people. I'm like, yes, God. You know.
Through all of that, kind of my collapse around my divorce and building myself up, I tried to build myself into a very different kind of man than I'd ever been. I tried to really evaluate from an introspective idea of who I was and what I was trying to be. So that led me to a lot of meditation, a lot of time in the forest. I spent a ton of time in the forest. That's where whatever the universe, God, Tao, whatever you want to call it, speaks to me there. And in that process, I kind of knew that I have a unique set of skills from all my time in business, from all my time in the political area, now being in the artistic world, and being able to coalesce all those industries into making something really beautiful that allows individuals to have a voice. And I won't do any project. I've been approached to do wacky stuff, and that's just not what I'm gonna do. If it doesn't bring light into this world, if it's not the motivation that I know that actually is going to bring people to a higher plane of existence or evaluate themselves and make them better, I don't want to do anything beyond that. I really don't give a about money. If we make it here and I become some multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever the case may be, I'll live on the South Side. I might move to around Schiller Park, might be someplace nice, but I ain't never leaving the South Side of Columbus.